You get the point. I hired a transaction coordinator. As you hopefully know and watched last week's video, our offer actually got accepted on a property. So I instantly emailed my broker, because that's what new agents should do, email your broker for any questions you may have. So when I emailed him, he told me I should do 3 things. That's hire a transaction coordinator that actually works with the office, hire an inspector and a piping inspection guy if I want to, and to also deposit my initial earnest money. And the initial earnest money is the money that you promise to the seller as like an upfront deposit of you promising to go through with all of escrow. Is like, oh, hey, here, you can trust me. I'm gonna give you 10 grand in order to show you that you can trust me. Yeah. So my broker gave me the information for the transaction coordinator. A transaction coordinator is a real estate professional who manages all the paperwork and deadlines involved in a real estate transaction. They are trained in every step of the selling process. Unless you've sold several homes yourself, chances are you aren't intimately familiar with the various requirements needed to complete a real estate transaction. If you miss something or fail to complete the paperwork properly, your deal could fall apart, resulting in penalties that can even lead to lawsuits. A transaction coordinator will dramatically reduce the stress associated with selling a property. So far, I love her. She's super nice. She's been in the business for 14 years. She does cost me $400. And with those $400, I get to ask her an endless amount of questions throughout this entire process. And she gets to meet all my deadlines for me and gather every single piece of document that I am not aware of. Did you know it's like 500 pages or more that you're going to end up with after you finish escrow? I don't know what's on those 500 pages. And I have a full-time job, which is why my broker even suggested that I hire a transaction coordinator, because I am not a full-time agent. I haven't necessarily studied all of the documents or everything that's needed, and I'm only a weekend agent, and my broker is not always available for the weekends to help me, so I have to hire a transaction coordinator, which I don't mind. Once I got the escrow people emailing me, it's all through email. Once you get them emailing you, telling you where to put in the earnest money and what to do next, I went ahead and got my transaction coordinator's email, my lender's email, the escrow's email, the seller's email. I put them all together and I grouped them into one email so that we can all have each other's information and hopefully make it a little easier for everyone to be able to contact one another, because I don't know if the lender is going to need information from escrow, or escrow is going to need information from the lender, or if the seller is going to have to ask my lender any questions. I just want to cover all my bases, and so far I think I did the right thing, because when I did introduce everybody seemed fine with it. In conclusion to the story, I think everybody should hire a transaction coordinator. So far, she's been making my life so much easier. She knows that I'm a brand new agent and she's perfectly fine with it. She's worked with brand new agents before. I feel 100% completely comfortable with her, which is so nice that you can just mesh well with people that you're working with. And with that being said, let me know what you guys think of transaction coordinators. Would you guys get your own one? Did you have a good experience with one? Did you have a bad experience with one? As if everything goes well by the end of escrow, I'm thinking I'm just going to use her for every transaction I ever have, which sounds crazy to think of, like how far in the future that is, but you gotta plan ahead, right? Helping you move quickly and seamlessly through escrow, managing issues, acting a point of contract address to any questions you may have throughout the sale. Wow. Open escrow, make sure the buyer earns money deposit, monitor deadlines, ensure the loan contingency removal, obtain contingency removal, deal with other waivers, ensure tax withholding exceptions, create that.